Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. That's a good hum, right? Do y'all remember where you were 2 years ago? I remember talking to my wife, and I was like, this is going to be a weird couple of weeks. It was. It was a weird couple of weeks. It just also happened to also be a weird couple of years also. And so I think this exhibition is interesting for that reason, actually. I think that art is, it's weird, right? So people always ask, like, as I'm sure all of you artists know, when they're like, you get the question like, oh, what's it about? I painted it, so I don't have to answer that question, right? That's the. But I believe sincerely that art is really just about whatever's happening to us at that time, whatever we're thinking about at that time, that works its way into our process inevitably and honestly, I think too, which is really nice. So I think this is a significant exhibition for that reason, because it's an exhibition about bringing the outside in, but also coming off of this long period of reflection. And I was excited too to see all the work, because I don't know if you guys have gotten this question lately, but I get this question sometimes where people are like, hey Sam, what have you been up to? Nothing. I've done nothing. My wife had a baby, actually, so we did do that. We did that, which is good, right? It's awesome. I love it. But once that's the big finale, right? That's the I had a baby. They're like, oh great, and then you're like, okay, and so it's nice to see all these pieces for that reason, because I think that there is a story in each individual piece about what people have been thinking about during this time, what they're interested in, what they're maybe missing, what they're doing, what they're longing for. I think that there's a lot of ways to interpret that, and it's kind of fun to investigate that. So when I was jurying it, I'm an artist and I look at a lot of art, and so the joke I had with Danielle was that I hope that, and I really hope, I was nervous walking in, I was like, I hope past Sam agrees with present Sam, because I was worried I was going to walk in tonight and not agree with myself. I think I think it's really awesome just to sort of see all of this sort of craziness kind of come together, and I'm really sort of impressed with what everyone has done. There's a nice variety actually in here, which I hadn't expected. So when I came in, I was really just looking for what stood out, what drew me in. I didn't look for the best pieces. That's pretty subjective. That's like, one person would be like, that's the best one, that's the best one, every one of you would have a different first place, probably. And so that's why I went into it just with what stood out to me. And so, you just kind of got to take your time and hope that, it all speaks to you, which it totally did. So I'm grateful for that. And it's weird, because you can't you want to not look at things without, you want to see everything outside of yourself, but I think that's impossible. So it was an honor to do. It's really fun. I love looking at art, and turns out it's even more fun in person. As I'm remembering, everything is actually more fun in person, all of it. So it's a nice. That's a nice way to kind of exit out of everything too. So I'm grateful. So thank you all very much. Should we do some awards? Yeah. Is that sufficient?
Yes.
You never know, I don't know if the last juror came up and gave a whole monologue about, something. I don't know. But yeah, so do you want to do the work backwards?
Maybe, like honorable mention?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think the certificates are...
Yep. Oh, they're in order. Whoa, way to go. Micah, you got this down. Wow. I used to work at the Watercolor Society, and I never got that order thing down, so I'm grateful. Hey, did anybody figure out, does anyone know who the awards are? Because if you looked carefully enough, you would actually know.
Did I forget?
Yeah. I thought you did it on purpose. This is great. No, it's great. It's great. It's great. So the answers are here. If you looked at the show, you probably know who the award winners are.
Okay.
I know, right?
I said, oh, don't worry, I'll remember.
Yeah, no, it's all good. So the first one, we have Bonnie Jaff, watercolors. Bonnie, are you here?
I don't think she's here.
Well, Bonnie Jaff, and
Congratulations, Bonnie.
we'll give her a clap, even though she's not here. So I picked Bonnie's, even though she's not here, I'll share. I kept going back to that one, and I honestly feel like this like reflections in the water is actually an image we've seen a lot of. I'll tell you right now, photographers, you guys are in the hardest medium, period, because everybody's a photographer, right? Yeah. My math teacher was like, "You're never going to have a calculator in your pocket when you're older." Yeah, I am. But that one specifically, I kept going back to, and I found myself as I was looking at it, honestly forgetting what it was, and that's what made me give it an honorable mention, because I would genuinely just like get a little lost in there. So, way to go, Bonnie! We're celebrating you. Next up, honorable mention, Carol Hansen for Reflections. Carol, are you here? Which one is? I think it's over there. I love this painting because there's an awesome sense of. I think there's like a great play with what is fake, what is natural and what is not natural, what is artificial. There's sort of this very artificial light that's inside, and you're looking outside to what we all know is natural, but it's this like awesome safety blue color. That and white, which are very kind of stark, and so there's a great play with like, kind of just like what is the world we're looking at? Which reality do we exist in? So it's really nice. It's really nice. So way to go, Carol. Also, I should say that Danielle, she read these names to me ahead of time. Danielle, I've forgotten that conversation. In other words, so if I pronounce her name wrong, I apologize. In one ear, out the other. Next up is Kristen Dattani for Sky Swatch. I think this is awesome. This is such a good idea. I loved knowing what it was outside of the title, even. It's well presented, it's well framed, it's well made. It's a really interesting idea. I think it encapsulates the theme perfectly. And I think it's, rugs are like a medium now. Have you guys noticed this? If you're online, if you're on Instagram, rugs are a medium of art, and so it's kind of nice to see this in this show, I think, for that reason. Next up, honorable mention. I did 4 honorable mentions. Marjorie Ball for Good Day Sunshine. Oh, see. You get this.
I get this?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, of course. I love, there's great, there's such good temperatures in that painting, Marjorie. I really like it. And I'm always pushing students. Man, people use this word, you may have used it too, background. It's a naughty word, I feel like, in painting. And what I mean by that is I love that this painting is not like figure and background. It's a painting. It's all together. The whites in it are really, really nice. The shape of things is really, really nice. Yeah, I'm in there. I dig it all the way. This is the name that I forgot. So we'll start with third place. That goes to Andrea Cacase for Mountain Lake Road. Those two there. Andrea, I really liked the, specifically the one on the right there, the pink one, is I love the way the folds of the emulsion, I think it is, interact with what is in the image as well. Sort of the trees kind of turn into the folds of the paper. It's really powerful, and despite being kind of small and delicate. So, yeah, I like that one a lot. That was one that actually, like, online you see one thing and then you see a different thing in person. And online, I liked it, and it was nice to come in person and see it too. Next up, second place, Jim Fenzel for Lower East Side. This is another one I kept going back to. I think I chose this one. I think I was pushed over the edge on choosing this one. I love the signature in this painting because of all of the other text that's also in the painting. It really, it's really strong. I think there's a great sense of like you go from seeing the whole image and you're completely convinced, and then you suddenly get very, very lost. And I love that. There's a beautiful awkwardness to what's happening in that painting. And I hate, if you've taken workshops from me, I hate signatures. I sign things on the back. I'm a millennial, so like I don't know where you're supposed to get a checkbook. I don't know where you find those. So I don't sign things a lot, but so I don't really have like a signature. But that was one where the signature, I think, really was really awesome. It really added to the piece, I think, in a really strong way. First place, Ivana Lapsic for A Cup of Coffee. Ivana, are you here? There you go. Congratulations. I love this. Do you all know who, well, there's a philosopher, Pliny the Elder, talks about art. There's a lot of disagreement about where art first happened, exactly where. But there's not a lot of disagreement about how it first happened, which is that it was in a cave, there was a fire, there was a person standing, there was a cast shadow, and someone traced the shadow of the person. And I think that this was the first, this is sort of agreed upon as like the first art ever made. And it's interesting because it's a reflection of a reflection. So there's the reflection of the person on the wall, but then there's the tracing of the shadow. So it's a copy of a copy already. the first art, is already mimicking a mimicking. And so the reason I chose this piece is actually because of how it's presented. I love the image. The photograph is really strong, but the glossy black, you look in and you see yourself. And so there's a great sense of, I truly believe all work is figurative work, and so there's a great sense of just like allowing the viewer to truly enter that. And it was really strong. So nice job. I'm certain I've talked too much, so I'm going to stop that. But if you have any questions, please come up and say hi. Congratulations, everybody. Way to go.